Giving candy to random kids on Halloween is fine. Giving candy to random kids any other day is creepy. What other things are fine on a certain day or several days, but creepy all other times? Holding signs up, ringing a cowbell, and cheering for passers-by during a marathon is cool, but creepy on a Tuesday while everyone is trying to go to work. I think that could brighten a lot of people's days, or get you flipped off by a stranger, or both, which is still a pretty good deal. Hiding eggs on Easter. Fine. Surreptitiously hiding eggs on any other occasion. D-move. Had a friend's live-in boyfriend call him in a rage once while we were out having lunch together. The BF had discovered that the carton of eggs in their fridge was one day past its sell-by date and was losing his S that my friend had left spoiled food in such a sacred space as their refrigerator. As punishment, the BF proceeded to hide all of the eggs around the apartment so my friend would know what it's like to find spoiled eggs in an unexpected and inappropriate place. Then the BF took off out of town in a huff for a week. I had to go help my friend hunt eggs in his own apartment. We found 7 over several hours, which turned out to be all of them, but we couldn't be sure at the time. No, they are not still together. But sadly this was a solid 18 months before they broke up. The final straw was threatening to kill their cat. That guy sounds insane and abusive. Your friend should have gotten it if they're sooner. Screaming and cheering at restaurants, bars, or any public area. During sports events it's fine, but any other day you're seen as mentally unstable. I once was at a very crowded restaurant which had a basketball game showing on several screens. There was no indication that anyone was paying any attention to the game. That is until one team made a buzzer-beating shot to win. The entire restaurant went crazy except for a few people who looked around like the entire restaurant had lost their collective minds. It was amazing. This is any restaurant in Tucson during NCAA basketball season and the Wildcats are playing. A sea of red and blue, and every TV is showing the game. But it seems like no one is watching until the Cats make a free throw or score at the buzzer to win. I freaking miss Tucson. How could you miss Tucson? Pretty easily. Using your child as a weapon is okay during Black Friday sale, but other times it seems a wee weird. Pretty much anything on Black Friday. I haven't seen many people be trampled and act like it's normal. I always go hiking on Black Friday. I try to avoid all gatherings of 3 or more people. It feels like the purge going on at retail centers. I shop online and stay at home. If I eat 3 hot dogs, 2 cheeseburgers, and an ice cream cone on 4th of July, I'm being patriotic. Apparently if I do that on other days I'm ruining the vegan cookout or pre-diabetic. Definitely my favorite answer so far lol. Giving a stranger money, all your financial records, your home address, your place of business, and your SSN, and not expecting them to steal it. Tax season. Look man, if they have my financial records they know I'm not the best person to rob. Yeah, if they still try they aren't bright. If they want my debt they can have it. /view 200D. Telling children a strange man is always watching them and he's going to sneak into their house at night is only okay at Christmas time. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Santa Claus. Kindly old elf or CIA spook. Calvin. Yes. Getting super drunk and dying a river green equals polluting and terrible life choices any other day. Getting super drunk and dying a river green on street. Patrick's Day equals completely acceptable. All the guy did was get rid of snakes. Atheists not snakes edit. Pagan not atheists. The church does not differentiate between the two. First giggle of my day. Thank you. 2 people getting into a ring with a huge crowd watching and cheering is totally cool. But 2 people fighting each other in a street where the crowd is illegal. One is taxable. To be fair, they are both taxable, just in different ways. The illegal variant just happens to be taxed via fines. A fine is a fine, not a tax. Taxes are related to a clearly documented event, service, product, etc. It's not the same thing. Edit, typo. Walking around in panties and bra equals illegal. Walking around in bikini at beach equals encouraged. It's technically and always legal for women to walk around topless. Screaming obscenities and telling 11 well above average sized men that they are bums and suck would get you beat up almost any time, except at a football game. Come to think of it, walking up to a random guy who is bending over and rubbing your forearms on his ballsack would also likely get you beat up. If you're a quarterback on the line of scrimmage, perfectly fine. Telling 11 well above average sized men what you describe is a porno. Backdoor sluts 9, I believe. Singing happy birthday for someone else is cool, but doing it on your own birthday is just sad and awkward. When I was little, whenever someone would tell me happy birthday I would say happy birthday back. I used to be a party host for children's birthday parties and loved it when the kids sang along. It's adorable. When I was little my mum would sing the joke version really loudly over the kids. Dressing as a giant bunny giving chocolate to kids. Easter. Huh. That's a thing. I've seen it in shops/malls. Walking up to people's houses and singing. It's fine on Christmas, but weird on any other day. It's weird on Christmas. Too. Where are you that this is actually a thing? You don't have carolers in your neighborhood, although we usually get them on the weekend before more than on Christmas itself. In New Zealand, Christmas is in the middle of summer. Christmas is associated with BBQs and beach cricket. Hence my confusion and curiosity over where people go around singing songs at folks. I would think caroling would be easier in warm weather. What is the connection you're seeing to not spreading the joy of celebrating the birth of Jesus in song with your neighbors and the weather being generally warm? Smiling and waving to the kids on the bus is fine on the first day of school, but after that suddenly I'm no longer allowed within 500 feet. A fat guy breaking into your house and eating your food. On Christmas it's a good thing. Any other time of year it's breaking and entering and you're scaring your neighbor's children. You said I was welcome anytime. Dave. Dave sounds like a D. To give your child to a big vehicle that has many other children in it and then get them back 7 hours later not actually knowing what happened to them. Okay on weekdays. Terrifying on weekends and summers. Most of you won't get this. Making an effigy of a certain person and burning them on a giant bonfire whilst lighting gunpowder in celebration. Every year on the same date. Me explaining this holiday to family in different countries. So this one time a guy tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament and now we burn him in effigy once a year and set off explosions in the sky. Them, wow. How long ago was this? Me. 1606. Brits hold a grudge. Them, and you set off explosion too. Me. Our sense of irony is famous. Cannibalism is generally frowned upon. Catholics on Sunday take this and eat it. That is the effigy, which is a really great word. Not as great a word as defenestration. Pointing to women in a high school reunion and saying you fucked them. Totally fine. Pointing to women during a family reunion and saying you fucked them. Not fine. Depends on your location. Alabama. 100. In Alabama it's the opposite. If you know one makes it past 5th grade. So if you banged them in class. A human-like rabbit leaving chocolate around the place. A magic fairy taking kids' teeth away and leaving them cash. Kids sitting on a strange man's lap and telling them what they'd like as a reward for being good. And that man later breaking into the house, leaving the stuff and taking sacrificial offerings. Getting drunk and watching people walk down the street is acceptable on St. Patrick's Day. Screaming woo at a music concert. Weird anywhere else. I read this as at a fine music concert as in classical music. Every year, on August 31st, natives of Nejapa, El Salvador, paint their faces, dress in wet clothes, and sling kerosene-soaked fireballs at each other into the wee hours of the night, or at least until the last fireball is extinguished. Some locals say the event is meant to emulate a firefight between Street Jerome and the Devil, in which Street Jerome was victorious. Others claim it is to represent the eruption of the El Playa volcano in 1658, after which the town of Nejapa was forced to move to its current location. The balls of fire are said to be reminiscent of those flung from the volcano. I know where I'm going on vacation next year. Apparently reaching inside a turkey is frowned upon outside of Thanksgiving. Reach inside a live turkey during Thanksgiving and you're definitely still hella weird.